Why do we suffer at the hands of these politicians? Don't you know politicians work for you?
Hey!
You're the boss. You hire them and you fire them. Look how they campaign. You know what they do? They audition.
Yeah!
When you put them on the job, if they're not doing the job, then you fire them. Because you're in control. From the city to the state to Congress to the president. You run this.
Hello, everybody. This is Jerry Williams again at Talk Labor, and we're back again talking about things that I think is important to you. And you evidently think it's important to you because you've been responding. And I like it. We've got a lot of things to talk about tonight. We'll talk about the situation in Chicago. We're talking about the police department. We're talking about the situation in California, police department. And we're just talking about police department, white policing. And we're going to talk about some of the other things that's going on, like lawsuits and stuff that's being filed, and just a whole host of things. But I want to start you out tonight talking about the commander in Chicago, police commander in Chicago, Eddie Johnson. Now, Eddie, I was kind of pulling for him. I was hoping that he would be better than the other people that we had in there as commander. He, at one point, was seen to be doing okay. I thought he was doing okay. And, he was talking about, getting more, making police look like the community that they come from and things like that. And, just talking about some of the things, how he's going to be fair and he's going to be transparent and he's going to do all these good things. But over the weekend, let me bag up a little bit. You know the young man that was shot and killed by the police, by this little dirty, stinking cop, with the baseball bat. He claims that the guy was swinging a baseball bat at him. Now picture it, and he shot the lady that opened the door. Nothing to do with anything. They came and she opened the door and he shot her too. And he says, he feared for his life. Now this kid supposedly had a baseball bat. When they did the investigation, they found out that this cop was about 30, 40 feet away from this kid on the ground. This kid was on the porch. How in the hell is he swinging a baseball bat at you from that distance? So the people that do the investigating, EPRA, they found that it was not justified, and they recommended that the policeman be fired. Yeah, that's as far as they can go. Now, Eddie Johnson gets on there and say that, it was justified. He was following protocol. It really bothered me because a few weeks ago, this commander was shot and killed, allegedly by this guy. Commander just happened to be down at the Thompson Center, was shot and killed. Oh my God, they just had all kinds of people from around the world, condolences and this and that. And Eddie Johnson was like, that was he was about to cry because the man had been killed. And I sympathize with his family too. But he acted like that commander was a real human being. And he really, really felt, for the man. But now when it comes to this guy coming in, murdering two people, he says, he was justified. What the hell is on your mind, Eddie? I mean, I got to bag off of you, man. People have been riding me anyway. They told me that you were just like the rest of them, that you were no good, and you would, I was trying to say, no, give the guy a chance, man. Let him, and then you go and do this. Man, I could just take you and flip you, Jack, but if that's the way you are, that's the way you are. Take the coat off and let me see you, And for you to go and say that was justified, and what happened? It was justified what this man did, murdered this kid with this baseball bat. And the kid called because he needed help. He felt he needed help. And you came and shot him. I mean, your people came and shot him. And then shot the lady that opened the door. Oh, that was an accident. Oh, well. And then this clown this clown cop that you had that shot the two people tried to sue the family of the people that he shot. Damn it. This is just, it's getting to be too much. Just getting to be too much. People started to protest too. They're waking up. They know what's going on. The mother, she's really upset. Now we had another case in California with Stephen Clark. This young man shot in the back. You ought to heard about it 1,000 times. Shot in the back. First they said he had a hammer. Then they said he was charging at them. And then they said he was in a shooting stance. But when you look at the ultra red light, you can see young man was not in the shooting stance. You can see he was not charging anybody. You can see he didn't have anything but his cell phone in his hand. But they shot him and they said, oh, well, that was justified. It was justified. People, I want you all to understand this. There's a reason for what they do. You got several reasons. I told you guys a long time ago. I saw a Phil Donahue. Was it Phil Donahue? I think it was Phil Donahue show. And they had Klansmen, so-called Klansmen, and they had black people on there. And that was a big fight. The discussion got kind of heated and got to be a big fight. And, needless to say, some of the people got dusted in the Klan. And they jumped up and said, well, we don't worry about it. We don't worry about it. We're gonna join the police force and get elected and do these things, and we'll be able to take care of them legally. He said, take care of these niggers legally. You all go back and do your history. Pull that up. It was either Springer or Donahue, way back. They said they'll do it legally. We'll kill them legally. And that's what they're doing now. Now, the police department, why do they murder black people? We don't stop beating around the bush. They just murder black people, okay? They don't do the same thing to whites. They do to blacks. But they do that, and they feel they have a right to do it, and they can do it. I'm going to give you a reason why they probably think that. Because do you know why police were formed in the first place? It wasn't to protect the neighborhoods and stuff like that. It was to hunt down slaves. That's what they were created for. I'm going to read you a little paragraph here. The birth and development of, this is the brief history on the slavery and the origin of American policing. Now, the birth and development of American police can be traced to the institution of slavery and to control minorities. Slave patrols and night watches, which later became modern police departments, were both designed to control the behaviors of minorities. In 1704, the colony of Carolina developed the nation's first slave patrol. Slave patrols helped to maintain the economic order and assist the wealthy landowners in recovering and punishing slaves who essentially were considered property. Policing was not the only social institution enmeshed in slavery. Slavery was fully institutionalized in America, in the American economic and legal order, with laws being enacted at both the state and national divisions of government. Virginia, for example, enacted more than 130 slave statutes between 1689 and 1865. Slavery and the abuse of people of color, however, was not merely a Southern affair, as many have been taught to believe. Connecticut, New York, and other colonies enacted laws to criminalize and control slaves. Congress also passed fugitive slave laws allowing the detention and the return of escaped slaves in 1793 and in 1850. And what I want you to do, don't just take, what I'm saying. Go and look it up for yourself. Look it up. The person that wrote this article here is Victor Kapler. He's a PhD, and he's an associate dean out of Eastern Kentucky University. Just pull that stuff up and see. That police was designed, created to do just what they're doing. And they still think that they can murder people and do the things they do and get away with it. But these little kids, teenagers, little kids, they're standing up saying no, because evidently adults are too damn afraid or just, not interested in it. They're not doing anything. So the kids are saying no. I looked at an article the other day, little kids at the national anthem. You'll see on this picture, they took the knee. They took the knee at the national anthem because they're smart enough to know what's going on. This policing, this garbage has got to stop. But you know what? I'm going to take a break, and we're going to come right back, and we're going to talk about some of the things that I know is really, some of the other things I know is really important. But Eddie Johnson, hey man, I'm on you, Jack. I'm going to ride you like a horse. I'll be right back.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
Okay, I want to finish up that a little bit on that clip on the subject that we were talking about a minute ago. And, the Parkland shooting, it sort of woke people up. And mainly because it was majority of white kids that get shot. But it's okay. Whether you're black or white, this is what's happening to you. And we got to do just what these clowns were talking about before. We got to get our country back. Because these people are going crazy. But right now, what I want to do, I want to skip around and do something that that should have been done a long time ago by people. And that is, get this union back together. This thing called union back together, y'all. Do you understand that they're trying to take everything that you got? Sometimes when I look at what's going on, I turn around and say, look, you know what? There's just so much you can do. The only thing you can do now is just turn your head. Don't watch them walk off the cliff, screaming and hollering on the way down. Just turn your head and move on. Because that's what's happening. Right now, do you understand what's going on with unions? Right now, they're trying to get, and they're going to get it before the Supreme Court. It's a bill. It's a lawsuit that was filed by governors led by this clown here in Illinois that really is going to destroy unions. And I want you to just take a look at it, and we'll discuss it in a second. But just take a look at this clip right here.
Mark Janus, a government child support specialist in Illinois, doesn't want to join the union. But all his checks are docked to pay a share of the dues anyway to cover the union's cost of negotiating contracts that apply to public employees like him. He says that forces him to subsidize union positions he doesn't agree with.
Since I never got the opportunity to say no about wanting to pay these fees, that's why I think my rights are being violated.
Roughly half the states require non-union members to pay a share of union dues for collective bargaining. The unions say that prevents free riding, which would give workers the benefit of union contracts without paying for them. 2 years ago, after Justice Scalia died, the Supreme Court tied 4-4 on whether the fees violate free expression. Now, with conservative Neil Gorsuch in Scalia's place, the court is likely headed for a 5-4 vote against the unions. With all eyes on him today, Gorsuch chose to say nothing during the hour-long argument, but it would be a big surprise if he joined the liberals to support the unions. Union power! A union defeat would cast a cloud over contracts for millions of police officers, firefighters, teachers, and nurses nationwide. The unions say their opponents aren't really worried about free speech.
Their purpose is clearly to hurt unions, and it is to give government free rein to act in an authoritarian way with respect to the workplace.
A defeat for the unions could also diminish their political clout by reducing the incentive to join the union in the first place, and therefore reducing the membership. Pete Williams, NBC News at the Supreme Court.
You saw the clip, and you see what's happening with this. They know that if they stop unions from collecting union dues, they can virtually destroy unions, and they know this. Now, for people to stand back, oh, won't no union, I don't. Do you know your history? You got to know your history from where you came, from whence you came, in order to go forward. Before the unions, I can go into a whole night of explaining to you what unions have done for you, like getting rid of the child labor, like give you 2 days off a week, like make sure that you have health care, like make sure you have pensions, make sure that your wages are above poverty level, just all kinds of safety on the job. Those are things the unions were doing. Republicans don't like that. They want to go back to those good old days. And you guys are sitting on your butts. You're going to let it happen. But I'm past there. I'm retired now, so I got past there. And you know what? My retirement is protected by the Illinois State Constitution. But I'm trying to tell you guys, you better wake up and see if you can't get yourself together. Talk to your international people. And you as a union member, you can do that. Call your international up and try to find out. If you're not satisfied with the people that you're being represented by, call your international up. These guys are pretty much on top of it. First, try your local guys, and they're not giving you satisfactory answers as to what you should be doing. Call your international people up. Okay. One of the things that surprised me was that the teachers in Oklahoma went on strike. They went on strike, and in Oklahoma now, it shocked me. They went on strike and they said, well, hey, we're not getting paid. We don't have the benefits. We don't have none of the things. I think they were the lowest paid teachers in the country. And you got to understand this. This is not a theory. This is not conspiracy theory. People don't want you to learn, because once you learn, you'll know what they're doing. This is why they try to keep you, when I say you, the majority of you, from getting the education that you need. The smarter you are, the more you're going to recognize garbage. Okay? So get your education. Don't let anybody tear you away from getting your education. Okay? So, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take another break, and we're going to come right back. Okay? We'll be right back.
Hey, loser.
Leave me alone.
When a child shares hurtful comments online, that's bullying. Visit erasebullying.ca to learn how to help your child stand up to cyberbullying.
So we're back, and I want to talk to you about education. I just got through talking to you about it a minute ago, but education is the key to everything that you want to do. What we did, and when I say we, I'm talking about we at Infinite Scholars, because we give out we give out scholarship offers all, just tremendous scholarship offers. Everybody knows this now. But we took some kids down to Missouri on a college tour. We spent the night down there. We chartered a bus, and that was the most beautiful thing that you ever want to see. And, I went to a college. I saw a college down there. It's called Mineral Area College, MAC. That is one of the nicest colleges. Where was that college when I was coming through? I don't know if it was built when I was there, but it's really, really nice. And they have the dorms. Like most of the time when you go to a dorm, you have 2 people sleeping in the dorm, you know. That's the way they do it. But there, each one have their own room. It's just gorgeous. And what it costs you to go, and they got everything at the college that you could think of, as far as things that you might want to major in and stuff like that. And what just astounded me was how much it cost to go to that college. I mean, it was better than a lot of colleges I see that are charging $30,000 and $40,000 a semester. These people, and they waive the, this is in Missouri, they waive the out-of-state fee for people coming out of Chicago, in the Chicagoland area. And it was, you wouldn't believe what they pay. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think they pay anything to go to that college, because when you factor in the room and board and the food, once that's paid for, you don't even have to pay anything else. That's how wonderful it is to get to that college. It's called Mineral Area College. And then that was the first day. And we went and stayed at the hotel and with the kids and the parents. Some of the parents went. They were really happy. Because these kids that we took down there, they weren't the kids that got the 3.5 and the 4.0 and the 30 on the ACT. These were kids that had like 2.5, 7, and maybe didn't score that high on the ATC. And they didn't get the scholarship offers that other people got. So we decided to experiment, to go and see, you know, about what we could do with kids like that. And it was a wonderful experience. Now, on the next day we came back, we toured the historical black college, Harris Stowe. Beautiful college. I didn't even know that college existed, you know, and we got 73% of the historical black colleges are in our folder. These are the colleges that we deal with. But I didn't know that that college was there. We went back and we toured that college, and it was wonderful. We found our tour guides were 2 young ladies out of the Chicagoland area. I think one went to Thornridge and one went to a school inside Chicago. And it was just magnificent. I am so impressed with what I saw and the things that we did, because these kids signed up. One young lady, they accepted her, and they went back down 2 days later and did the orientation, and she's in. She's in, like Flynn. And another young man, he wanted to do, I think it was criminal justice or something to do with criminal. And he found out they had that course. He took it. And what makes it so enjoyable to me is that these kids understand. Like, we have 1,600 schools that we are affiliated with, 1,600 colleges. And sometimes, you know, if your grades don't dictate it, it's going to be hard for you to get into colleges like even Howard University or Purdue, you know. If your grades are right, you can get there. But sometimes they're not. And if they're not, you can't kid yourself. Well, I'm going to go here because mom and daddy can't afford to send you there. And even if you go there, we know, would you be able to finish? Will you have the money to finish? But you have so many schools out there that can get you everything that you want in your education, all the degrees that you want. All you got to do is reach out and understand that you're going for your degree. You're not going for the name of a school. These kids realized that, and I thought it was just fantastic. It was fantastic. So we're going to be doing that again and again. One of the things I want to say before we go to our last topic is people, you're going to have to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. I want to tell you how this vote went the last time for Clinton and Trump. I want to tell you how people voted so that you'll understand that we got 300 million people in the United States. Only 100 plus million people vote. What the hell is wrong with the rest of you guys? You know, and if all you guys vote, you'll get everything that you want because you would be running the country. You would be running the country. White men, 31% for Clinton, 63% for Trump. White women, 43% for Clinton, 53% for Trump. White women. Let me say that again. 53% white women, you voted for Trump. Whoa. Black men, 80% for Clinton, 13% for Trump. I'd like to see that 13% myself. Black women, 94% Clinton, 4% Trump. Why is our women smarter than us? You know, they're just smarter than, I'm sorry, they're smarter than us, you know. Latino men, 62% for Clinton, 33% for Trump. What the hell are you 33%? Wait, haven't you seen what he's talking about doing to you? You think because, well, I'm over here, he's not going to bother me. Shit, as soon as he shipped the others back, you going too? Damn. Latino women, 68% for Clinton, 26% Trump. Pitiful. Pitiful. And others, whoever the hell others is, 61% Clinton, 32% Trump. But that's how you voted last time. Don't be boondoggled into believing something that you know is not true with the upcoming elections, okay? Please don't do that. Please don't do that. But look, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do this. Again, you coalition people, we're gonna have a meeting on the 3rd of May. Okay? And it looks like we're gonna be on Roosevelt in California. But I'm gonna get you the information to that. If you got any questions about it, just email me at talklabor@gmail.com. talklabor@gmail.com. Okay? Get me that questions and your information. Now, you're going to be contacted. All you coalition members will be contacted. If you're not a coalition member you'd like to join, feel free to come down and we'll see if we can't make that happen. There's a lot that's going on with you now and then going into the future. Okay? Now look, we're getting ready to roll up out of here because our time is just about up. But I want you to see this Harlem Renaissance. This is your people. This is your great grandmama, some of you younger people, my grandmother, and somebody's auntie, cousin, that were very, very, very talented back then. And it just lets you know who you are. Sometimes I want to make sure that you remember who you are, but I try to take you back in history. Can't take you back in time, but I can take you back in history, okay? Okay, so again, you've been listening to Jerry Williams, you've been watching Jerry Williams, and you keep doing it. And you know what? I like it because you guys are really picking up on the show. I'm getting a lot of good feedback. Your numbers are up like it should be now. And hey, we're going to see you again next week on Talk Labor. See ya.
No, no, baby, definitely no, 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 oh, no, no, I can't go for you. Absolutely, positively, no, 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 oh, baby, find somebody new. You're nobody's fashion plate, that you do agree. You know I like my fashion plate, so why don't you let me be? No, no, baby, definitely, no, 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 oh, no, no, I can't go for you. nobody's fashion plate that you do agree. You know I like my fashion plate, so why don't you let me be? No, no, baby, definitely no, 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 oh, no, I can't go for you.